Hey everyone, welcome to Hoka Nation. Today we're going to be reacting to the PlayStation 5 hands-on with the DualSense PS5 controller, and this is coming from Geoff Keighley from the Game Awards. Let's check this out. There it is. Wow. Okay. All right.
Right here is the PlayStation 5
Nice.
DualSense. Yes, it's powered up because we are going to go hands-on with the PlayStation 5. Hey guys, it's Geoff Keighley, and this is a special Summer Game Fest stream. Really a special year for all of us that new consoles are coming out, and
I personally
a lot of people have wondered what
really love the
5
look
is going to
of the PS5 controller. I think it's really sleek,
a big part
really
of that
nice,
is
and I
the
think it'll
controller and
fit well in the hand.
experience
But
of
let's check it
playing
out.
games, especially because this controller is a little different than the traditional DualShock. And I've got that here, my PS4 Pro DualShock. This is a form factor that really has been around since the original PlayStation.
Right.
In various different
DualShock 4 fit. I feel like fit better in my hand more than the PS3 controller.
A couple new
personally,
innovations, and having played it here for a couple
PS3
of hours, I'll
controller is a bit
those
smaller
before we get into
than the
gameplay.
DualShock 4.
The big things that I've noticed are the adaptive triggers, the L2 and R2. So outside of the game environment, you just kind of pull these down like any controller. But when you're in a game, there's actually the possibility to create tension points or haptics inside of these adaptive triggers. And so imagine pulling this down and feeling the pressure from a bow in a bow and arrow. Even in an action game.
I like that. That's awesome.
Feeling
that's cool.
Points.
I think that's pretty
cool.
cool.
Can actually create tension points as you pull this down at certain percentages.
I can see this happening
so I think that's
with most PS5 exclusives like that come out, because a lot of the PS4 games, if you notice,
the other thing inside,
well, they used a lot of the PS4 games used the touchpad.
PlayStation had Rumble.
That was kind of the big thing. That was new for them at the time.
Haptics add another layer.
But the haptics,
it's not just
I'm excited to see how it feels in hand, and
so it's not just kind of on
how
or
it
off.
works.
There's the ability to create other.
So I get it for myself.
You'll see in this demo I'm going to show you of Astrobot's Playroom. You'll see what ice feels like, what sand feels like, in different surfaces. The other thing that I've noticed is that the speaker in the DualSense, it feels like it has much more range than the PlayStation 4 speaker, and it often directly ties into what's happening with the haptics. At least in Astro's Playroom.
So you saw that mute button. I wonder if that's muting your mic,
like
the mic I'm talking with, or muting
or may not use it
people like in the party.
In this demo,
probably your mic.
I really do sense that
there's
a lot going on with the haptics, and there's sound that ties into it. And then when you combine that with the Tempest 3D engine in PlayStation 5 for the speakers, the sort of harmony between the controller sound and what's happening in the PlayStation 5.
That should be an awesome experience.
Interesting.
That should be a cool
those
experience.
are the things I noticed in it. Some people have asked also about like what's the weight of it, what does it feel like.
Does look a little bit
Compared
heavier.
to
Let's see if he comments on that.
PS4, it definitely weighs a little bit more.
See?
But
Yeah.
it doesn't feel substantially heavier. And if anything, I think it actually has a little more heft to it, in a good way, that it feels more structured.
Kind of like
and there's more sort of inside of it. So centered, but definitely feels.
I gotta get
Let's talk
my hands
about
on
what we're gonna play
my hands
today.
on this thing, man. I'll be
what we're gonna check
pre-order
out
day
is
one for me, man.
Astro's
PS5
Playroom,
controller,
and
all
that
that.
is the game that comes packed with
Astro's
PlayStation
Playroom.
5.
That's right.
It is.
So you get that day
pre-installed
one on your
system. You don't have
PS5.
to download it.
That's
and
cool.
It's not just like a tutorial demo of 15 minutes. It's a multi-hour game. We're going to get to play one section of it today. And I think the reason we're playing this is because it comes with the system and it really showcases the controller. So, of course, everyone wants to see what Horizon Forbidden West looks like on the system. And this is a demo that is focused, I think,
Forbidden
more
West.
on the controller and the haptics and the adaptive triggers versus trying to showcase the power of the SSD or, the true graphics horsepower of PS5. So that's all stuff we can look forward to.
I was interested in seeing more gameplay of this, honestly.
It looks spectacular.
Because you're gonna have it free on your PS5,
that I'm sure
so that'd be kind of cool.
More of in the coming weeks, but at least right now we're going to look at the controller and how that relates to gameplay with Astro's Playroom. So
All
let's
right.
call it up here and
let's check it out.
Go hands-on live PS5. So you can even hear the sound of my bot walking around.
So that came out of his controller.
So full 6 degrees of motion as always. Looks like I'm going to have to flick up here.
So use of the touchpad.
My bot.
That's cool.
And we are in CPU Plaza. The thing about this game, as you will see in this demo, there are a lot of references to the history of PlayStation. So Cooling Springs is the area that is open.
This is giving me like Super Mario Sunshine vibes, Super Mario Odyssey vibes.
We are going to jump in here and just go
the way he's moving around.
All right, so we're on the beach here. There are beach balls you can play around with.
Like that looks like Super Mario Odyssey.
There are some bots
straight up. You got
enjoying
the coins.
life, sunning themselves. Bot on vacation here. Should I disrupt them?
But
how rude of me, right? And then we're going to head on over here into this sandstorm.
This is cool. This is kind of cool.
CPU fans. And again, when you get into this environment,
CPU fans?
Static here, but you
inside
hear the crisp sounds of sand coming at you. There's a tension in the controller from going over this sand environment.
Okay.
And you push further in. Here we are. And look,
Duckies.
The rubber ducks are back. Remember the duck demos?
What the heck?
3, I think that was. Rubber ducks. All right, so I have this suit, and I'm going to push up on the controller, zip him up. This is the frog suit. And this frog suit shows off the adaptive controllers. So I'm going to move my controller left and right, and these adaptive triggers are really, really cool, and I've never felt something like this before in a console controller.
He probably feels the spring as it moves. Yeah. He probably feels the spring, you know, as he pulls down on R2 or L2.
I think is really fun about this demo is it makes you
think
think
pretty
of
cool.
How
that's pretty interesting.
These technologies are going to be used in other games. So you think of Ratchet and
Nice
Clank.
little platform.
Gameplay similar.
I'm excited for Ratchet and Clank. I want to see more of that game. I love Ratchet and Clank.
On the
love those games, man.
But with
especially on the PS2, Ratchet and Clank games on the PS2.
So now we've made it to the frozen.
Love them, man.
And here, I'm gonna pull down on this, and again, you see this ice, but you hear a storm literally inside of the DualSense.
I think that's pretty awesome, man.
A small little rumble from the haptics. Little ice shards here. As you go past every ice shard, you hear the little tink of the ice shard. I wonder if, like, if I put this up to the mic, this is not ASMR. This is PSMR. Do you guys hear that? His little footsteps.
Yeah.
This is coming out of the controller. Gotta check.
That's really
this one.
It's innovative.
You actually have to.
It's definitely innovative. Whoa.
Again, this one you pull back just like a bow and arrow almost.
Whee.
And look, I unlocked
PS3.
the PlayStation 3. I have a PlayStation 5. Well, I had a lot of fun playing with the DualSense controller.
But I have a PS5.
And I wanted to get a little more information on all things PlayStation. So joining me now is the worldwide head of marketing at PlayStation, Eric Limpel. Eric, how we doing?
Okay.
Hi, Jeff. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I got to go hands-on with the PS5, which was a nice surprise this week. I was not expecting it, but you guys are full of surprises for PS5. It looks like.
Yeah, and you're one of the first to actually touch the DualSense outside of the company and the developers. I'd love to know what you think. This is a big thing for us.
Yeah, no. Again, I'm used to going to a big event and playing with everyone, but the fact that I got it here and got to play it was really special. And I have to say, after watching the event and seeing the games, I was excited. But the gameplay feels like a whole other dimension to the experience with what's happening with the adaptive triggers and the haptics and everything. So it was one of those things that I was playing Astrobot,
I'm pretty excited,
all the
man.
other games, how that's going to
impact
the experience.
We all want that pre-orders to drop, man. We want the pre-orders to drop. You just gotta wait it out.
Shared with developers initially.
But
that's true. So what you played is
see if we get more information on that.
Astro's Playroom. It was in our show a few weeks ago, and it's installed on every PlayStation 5. So everyone who buys a PlayStation 5 will get this game, and it really shows off a lot of the features of the platform, but really does a great job of showing all the benefits of the DualSense controller. So what we did is, early on, we had another version of the title that we took around to the developers that were engaged in PlayStation 5 development and showed them what was possible with a title. And it's been a great example, and it's really opened up people's minds to how they can use this new device and really the new features of the controller. But I would say when people
lots of innovative ways
5, that should
the developers
the things they do
can use the vibration and
it's pretty special.
The triggers.
No, we've
games.
Been using the same DualShock.
That's kind of cool.
Similar kind of form factor of DualShock for many generations. And obviously, adding analog sticks and rumble and things like that, and the touchpad. But this feels like it's a bit of a redesign, but I really like how it feels in my hands. And I imagine for PlayStation, when you were conceiving a PS5 and Mark Cerny was architecting it, I imagine the controller and a lot of those innovations were.
There's actually a lot of levels in there, man. Oh, they showed the PS2. The PS2
it's true. As
there's a lot of levels in that. It's a free game.
It's a brand new generation, and we believe in generations. So we want to evolve every part of the experience. And the controller is really the most intimate part of the experience. It's the extension of the player. So, we thought a lot about this. And one of the things we could have done is just iterate on the DualShock. We've done that for many years. The gamers absolutely love the DualShock. They tell us it's the best controller we've ever made, the latest edition. But we thought, no, let's go a step further. Let's see how a new generation can express a whole new feeling. And that's where the DualSense came about. So early on, it was the plan to evolve the experience. And, there are many parts of that experience, but this is a really unique part that truly takes a step forward in gaming.
You mentioned you believe in generations. I guess it's a bit of a controversial opinion
to
some people about this idea.
Two PS5 controllers at launch.
Generations are going to
charging
break
station,
with the past, right?
So I
wanted you to maybe
use one controller at once while the other one's charging. That's the way to do it.
Of the PlayStation promises that there
Let me
is
know in the comments if you're going to do that.
A new generation
because
with
that is the way to do it, man.
Games optimized
that is the way.
For that system versus kind of working across, multiple devices and
hopefully a controller comes with the PS5.
The controller,
came with the PS4.
Is obviously counter.
So
you see an Xbox
we'll
saying something different around that.
There's no confirmation on that yet.
Important to PlayStation as a principle of the architecture of PlayStation 5.
Well, specifically for us, a big pillar of our company is innovation. It's a pillar of Sony Corporation. It's also a pillar of the PlayStation company. And,
Facts.
We are always trying to push the boundaries. We push the boundaries of play. That's what we say internally. We want to excite gamers. We want to deliver new experiences. So as we go into a new piece of hardware, it really has to check the box on a lot of different areas to fulfill those promises. And a lot of developers about this.
He's got a point.
There, we've talked to people about what they want. He's making
some good points
in a next generation console, and really to do that, you've got to deliver a lot. And I think what's really unique about the DualSense is that it plays into another one of your senses. But we're covering a lot of the senses with PlayStation 5. I mean, first and foremost, I'd say in gaming, for the history of gaming, the first sense is seeing. It's all the visuals, it's the graphics. And naturally, with every generation, the graphics improve. And with PlayStation 5, we're taking a leap forward there. And then there's sounds, and we're introducing a new form of 3D audio, which will be really powerful.
I'm excited
no matter how you're playing.
And
then the next
piece
is
sounds.
touch. And touch has been around for a while.
Listen to it.
Feedback, of course. We've had different types.
Probably get some new headphones too, though.
In the DualShock,
mix it up.
But this takes that to a whole new level. Similar to what gamers have expected from other generational chips. This brings it to a whole new place. I mean, it's haptic feedback. It's these adaptive dynamic triggers. I mean, something no one's ever experienced.
It's gonna be exciting. I mean, it's exciting, man. It's gonna be exciting to use this controller on these brand new PlayStation 5 exclusives. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be awesome.
As far as it can go to tell stories and really bring the gamer into their worlds. And we believe, all of these things combined, as well as all the other great PS5 features we spoke about, really lead to a next generation experience. And in many cases, we can't take everybody with us from previous consoles into that experience.
He's got a point, man.
You need new devices
you
to
gotta
experience
make,
what
you
these
gotta,
developers
yeah,
want to experience.
I agree with that.
And I imagine, PS4, there'll still be games coming out for it. I mean, it's not like the pipeline stops there, but there's this sort of new set of experiences that will be exclusive to PS5, right?
Exactly. PlayStation 4 is a big part of everything we do, and it will continue to be a big part of everything we do. There's a lot more to come on PlayStation 4.
Hey, Ghost
I think
of
most recently we're seeing,
Happy Ghost of Tsushima game, by the way. It is currently released around the world. I hope you're playing it right now and enjoying it. If not, I hope you're just watching it, and I hope if you are watching it, you are enjoying it. I'm playing it right now.
When I was playing Astros,
I've just started Ghost of Tsushima. I am loving it so far. I highly recommend it. I do need to fully complete the game to have a full opinion review,
but with the
from
audio,
what I played right now, I
speaker,
recommend,
and the DualSense,
definitely recommend. But
haptics and the adaptive triggers.
Let's keep watching.
One feature we haven't talked much about is the SSD and that sort of input-output on the device, and how that's going to allow a lot of interesting things. And when I saw the event in June, that Ratchet trailer just blew me away with jumping between those worlds.
That trailer blew me away too, man.
Could you maybe talk a bit about
that fast SSD,
feature,
man?
Which I didn't really, Astro's not a game I think that really is needs the SSD to function the way it is. Can you talk a bit about the SSD and how that's going to impact the experience?
Sure. And this ties back nicely to your question about generations, because when you look at a game like Ratchet, and we talked about a lot of different features today, and as you mentioned, we haven't mentioned SSD. That is another thing that will make the whole gaming experience different. It'll make it better, but it also allows the developers to do new things. It isn't just about faster loading time.
I like that.
And you take a great developer like Insomniac, and they found a way to say, okay, look, here's a game that could only be made on PlayStation 5, on this generation, using this technology.
Interesting.
A lot of what you saw on the show, jumping through those different worlds instantly, just can't be done in most cases. And
can't be done on PS4?
New hardware. It needs new power. So that's something we're looking forward to. I mean, all of these things come together. You combine that with 3D audio, with a controller, ray tracing. I mean, these are great experiences, and these developers know how to harness every piece of those features to really bring you a unique experience. And that really speaks to what next gen is for us.
So that Ratchet game, couldn't be done on PS4. I guess if you did it, you'd have to fundamentally change the architecture and the gameplay of it.
You would have to change it. You would have to change the way the game works. It would be a different experience. According to everything that Insomniac have told us, this hardware allows.
That's very
them
interesting.
To deliver on this vision. They could not make it. If they did, it would just be different. You would be playing a different type of game, and the experience would be different.
Really?
Yeah. No, I have to say, after playing with the controller, DualSense, and the experience, I definitely got a sense of where you're taking things moving forward. And let's talk a bit about that, because you guys had the big event, so many great titles. I think gamers are very excited about PS5. I think we saw even this week there were rumors that
I'm very excited
pre-orders
for
were happening, and the Twitter lit up. I don't know where these rumors start, but I have to ask you, are you about to press the button now for pre-orders? When can we expect to get our PS5?
Come on, tell us.
No, definitely not now. We don't know what happened there. We had nothing to do with it. I got a message from someone saying people are lining up at stores, and we had no idea why. So I think it's safe to say, of your viewers, we'll let you know when pre-order will happen. We will let you know. It's not going to happen with a minute's notice.
The official Twitter account for PlayStation is all you need to check.
PlayStation 5. So please don't feel like you have to go run out and line up anywhere until you receive official notice on how that'll work. So I don't know how that happened. Don't know who did it. Wasn't us though. So
well, but look, I mean, as a marketer, I'm sure it's great to see there's that much anticipation for your product.
Oh yeah, no, look, we absolutely love all of the PlayStation fans, and we're thrilled that they're excited about this product. And
I'm ready, man.
With this product, we're trying to bring them experiences they didn't think were possible.
PS5, man.
You're experiencing some of that.
I'm
one of the
so
first
ready,
people
man.
to experience that. I'm glad you had the experience that you did, because that's what we're hoping to get out of this. And unfortunately, given the current situation in the world, we would love to be out there having gamers start to touch the product. We would have done that in normal years. We can't do that. So
right,
it's
if
really
they would have
hard.
done E3, they would have had the controller at E3
really
probably.
like, what are they talking about?
They're gonna be angry at me saying, "Why did he get one?
Why did Jeff get to do it?" But I think it's really hard to describe. I mean, you've heard us talk about this, but now you've gone through the experience and you can see it's different.
One thing I wanted to ask you about, you and I have known each other for a long time, and I'm excited that you're in this worldwide role for PlayStation now to kind of unify, the messaging around the world. And there was a new tagline for PlayStation that showed up in the event in June, which I think was the first time people had seen it. And can you maybe tell us a bit about this new kind of tagline, which is global for PlayStation?
Certainly, and thanks for noticing that. That was actually the last bit of the show. That was the last thing you saw on the show, was this new line, which is "Play has no limits." And
play has no
as
limits.
you said, we've known each other a long time, and you've known how the PlayStation
like no boundaries.
Structured. And in the past, we were really separate groups around the world that all worked together and laddered up to a parent company. And in recent years, we've started to globalize, and we've seen great benefits from that in many parts of the organization. And so another part of this was the marketing piece. And really, if you look at great brands around the world, they all feel similar, or at least to great degree similar. And a part of that is the global brand line. And these lines, if they're good, they stand the test of time and they stick with the brand for a long time.
Okay.
So this was a hard job for the team. We went back and we looked at this and we thought, what type of line would really satisfy the world and at the same time live up to our ambition as a company, as a brand? And that was "Play has no limits." That's what we believe. And there's many different ways to interpret it, so I'm going to leave it to all the viewers to interpret it the way they like. But for us, it is really about speaking to innovation and speaking about new experiences,
creativity, innovation. I like it, PlayStation.
Never expected. And
let's go,
really,
man.
It's how we
I'm
push
ready.
ourselves. We
PS5.
don't constrain ourselves. We want to push the limits of gaming all the time.
Ready.
And, right up to the end of everything we do, we're constantly pushing to deliver something new, something best in class. And
I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that.
Been around the industry for a very long time. I would challenge you to name all of the PlayStation taglines this past generation around the world. You couldn't, because there were a ton of them.
I was going to say, I know greatness awaits, but beyond that, it's like, I don't even.
So, there were a lot of them, and that's why we really wanted to get this together. And of course, the line will be localized.
Was it for the players, I think, or something in the UK, maybe?
For the players, exactly. It was the line that was used across most parts of Europe, but there were a lot more than that. So we looked at this and we said, no, let's get one line that solidifies the brand. Also, look and feel of the brand is changing slightly. You saw some of that during the event a few weeks ago, and that will also be global. So we'll be a very strong global brand.
Well, again, there's
a lot of awesome, man. I'm excited, man.
You guys have teased us with PS5.
I want those pre-orders to drop, man.
Something's going to pop up on Twitter, or the box art itself is like trending when you put out the Miles box.
True,
so,
that was awesome.
What's next? I can't let you go. Everyone online wants to know about, are we going to get other colors of controllers or consoles? I imagine for launch, it's hard enough to get one out.
100%, yes.
Is that on the roadmap?
Not right away, but
we'll talk about it at some point. Right now, it's, as you mentioned, it's a hard enough job to get the the unit that we've showed out. So, but we'll talk.
Facts.
About it.
All right. Well, we know there'll be
a yes.
two
Look
of
at
them,
a smile.
One as well.
That's a yes. There'll be different
we're
colors.
There'll
be
to see what's in store for PlayStation. I'm sure there'll be more surprises, but it's an exciting year for the industry that these new consoles are coming out. I never thought there'd be a console launch in the middle of this. I would never think my first hands-on would be in my own place with a PS5 controller.
That's really cool.
I'll take it. And they quickly took it away, so I don't even have it anymore. So we will check it out again, hopefully this holiday season.
And they took it away.
Great to have you with us, and thanks for giving us a little bit of hope and excitement this year about PS5. I think it's all something we need, and we look forward to playing it later this year.
Thanks, Jeff. It was great speaking with you, as always.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, everyone. That is the PlayStation 5 hands-on with the DualSense PS5 controller. We got Geoff, playing with the PS5 controller in Astro's Playroom. I thought it was pretty cool. I liked the different ways he used the controller in game. He had the blow, for the pinwheel, and then he had to pull the adaptive triggers on the spring jumping looking guy. I think this is very exciting, very innovative, fresh and new for the PS5. I'm really excited to see and feel that controller in my hands when I get it and pre-order it. Definitely getting the day one physical PS5 with a charging station and two PS5 controllers. Hopefully the PS5 controller comes with the console. We're gonna have to wait on that. But yeah, we get our first look of hands-on, and also if you saw on the controller, I'm pretty sure it's USB-C, so that's good. If you plug it in to your PS5, it's going to charge super fast. If you don't end up getting a wireless charging, so yeah, I'm pretty excited for the PS5. I'm excited to see more PS5 videos. I'm excited just to see all around new information for the PS5. There is a rumored PS5 state of play in August. Hopefully they do something like that. These pre-orders should be very soon. And yeah, everyone, I am so thrilled, so excited. Can't wait for the pre-orders to drop. And yeah, everyone, if you enjoyed this video and the reaction, make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe to Hoke Nation if you're new, and comment down below of what you think of the controller. Are you getting the PS5? Are you excited for the PS5? And yeah, everyone, you all have an amazing day.